welcome to Assorted Crackers. I am Eric. I'm here with Lee and Wilson, and we are back. We are back with McCauley Williams, founder and CEO of Morningside Brands. And if you listen to our previous episode, you know that the latest addition to the Morningside family is a bourbon called Duck Club Bourbon that was just released this past February, I believe.
No,
November. So February is forward. November
3 weeks
backwards.
ago.
Duck season starts in November.
Opening of duck season.
Yeah.
And, given that we kind of enjoy bourbon around here, we are really excited about, just a little bit, we're really excited about this latest addition to your brand. And certainly, we may have had a chance to try Duck Club a few times. Wilson's a big vocal ambassador. So we want to talk more about this exciting new bourbon and this exciting new release and kind of hear some backstories on it, if that works for you.
Thanks for having me again, guys. I'm excited to be here.
So Duck Club. So on the previous episode, you talked a little bit about the story of kind of what inspired it as a child growing up hunting with your father. Now, one of the things we talk about on this podcast a lot is passing on traditions to our children and our children's children. So we love that angle. Say a little bit more about what inspired Duck Club and a little bit more of that story, because I love that.
Yeah, so I will admit that I'm a shameless entrepreneur marketer. So I'm always looking for an opportunity. And I did want to do a bourbon. So sometimes I think about the product I want to do first and then figure out what it's going to be about. Within bourbon, I felt like there was a void speaking to outdoorsmen and hunters specifically. And just thinking of brand concepts, I was like, there's nothing more bourbon than duck hunting because it's a group sport. You sit around the fire at the clubhouse or the camp, and it's cold, so it's bourbon season. And then I was like, man, some of my fondest memories were with my dad and his friends growing up. You grow up fast listening to the old men talk without a filter, forgetting that you're sitting around listening, with malleable ears and learning things. And so it was a nod to my childhood memories. And I started to research it. I was like, man, there's really not a bourbon out there. There's actually never been, before Duck Club, a duck or duck hunting themed bourbon brand. A lot of the big brands and small brands alike have done kind of one-offs or limited time offerings for Ducks Unlimited and various other charity type things, but there's never been a brand fully embracing it. So when thinking of brand names, I was like, what's the most iconic duck related thing? It's like a Duck Club brings in the membership, the communal, the fellowship, and everything. And from that initial trademark filing, Duck Club Bourbon was born.
And to be clear, you're not advocating drinking bourbon while you have firearms. This is the evening before or the after the hunt.
Yeah, after
to enjoy the bourbon.
You got to toast the hunt.
Yes. So I just want to make that clear. We're not talking about drinking and hunting at the same time.
Be responsible.
These
folks.
are separate activities.
I'm glad you spelled that out.
I mean, some listeners out there may not understand. So I just want to be crystal clear here.
Okay.
We have our legal and insurance team over here.
That's right. That's right. So you've got two expressions, right?
We do. We have our 92 proof 4-grain and our high brass. So the high brass is coming in at 110. So as you'll see on the labels, they're inspired by old hunting magazine or hunting signs with an old kind of 1940s, 50s font.
Yeah.
We really went with the magazine with the idea of the front and back cover. You'll see the label has a slight curvature to it, and you can actually see the pages. So the label itself is inspired by an old hunting magazine, and you have the front and the back of the old magazine. Because back in the day, a lot of times they would only spend money doing the cover in color, and then the inside and back would all be in black and white.
This looks a little bit like Wilson right here because this guy's about to die. Wilson's going to go to the Olympics. There's going to be a shooting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
McCauley's like, okay.
Nope. I don't know where we're going with that one, so I'm just going to say.
That was a previous episode.
But the label really is outstanding. I'm not.
Cool.
It's a throwback. It's Granddad's bourbon. But Lee, you've got the bottle in your hand. Look at the top. Look at the top of the bottle.
I love the top. It's a shotgun shell.
It's got the primer back base of a shotgun shell. I mean, it's just classic.
Right. Yep.
So do we start with? We tend to start lower proof around here.
Yeah, I would start with the 92.
Yeah,
for sure. So the 92 proof is what we really just call Duck Club Bourbon, and then the high brass is our initial high proof SKU. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start with this one. This is the blue label for those that can't see it. It features 2 mallards. There's nothing more iconic to a duck hunter than a greenhead mallard. This one is a 4 grain because we've actually blended both a rye grain and a wheat grain bourbon together.
So, so what inspired you to do the 4 grain versus?
So right now is a really interesting time in the bulk bourbon market. Okay. Again, we do not distill anything. We source and blend. I hired the former master distiller from MGP, Sam Schmelzer, who's on our team. Mm-hmm. And we look at what's available, what we think we can repeat, and then honestly, where the best economics are. So 88% of this comes from Claremont, Kentucky. Okay. It is a rye grain base. I think there's only one distillery in Claremont, Kentucky.
So you can figure it out.
If you're a searcher.
And you know geography?
You know geography and can spell. And then it's 12% wheated bourbon from MGP. Okay. So we've blended a Kentucky bourbon with an Indiana bourbon, 88% Kentucky, 12% Indiana. Kentucky's the rye grain. The Indiana is wheat. There's a couple of very famous brands that come out of Claremont, and then there's a fairly up and coming, becoming famous wheated bourbon coming out of Indiana. We're blending those together to create our Duck Club.
Are they both? Did I read somewhere 6 years?
This is a 5.5 and 6 year blend. The Kentucky is 5.5. This is just on this particular batch. It may vary slightly going forward.
So the plan is to do batches then.
That's right.
And you're going to source. Are you going to start distilling, or are you just going to consistently source?
We have no intentions of ever distilling.
Okay. I think that's a great move.
It's a different game.
What about have you thought through, the future as you're going through this? Obviously you're buying during this time, barrels are available, right? All around, because they produced a lot after the COVID and everything else. So this is a prime time to purchase barrels. But have you thought about contract bottling and getting somebody to make your mash bill, or are you going to constantly do batches?
No, we will work with our bulk market suppliers. Presently we have infinite supply arrangements with those distilleries I've named, which means they will sell us as much as we could ever buy. So we have enough inventory on a go-forward basis. Right now, it's a buyer's market in the bulk bourbon space. So if you're out there, I wouldn't necessarily recommend investing in aging barrels. But if you want to buy some barrels for a future project, now's the time to buy and sock it away.
Are you doing anything on the finishing, or is it just letting them do the finishing?
This is just a blend again. So we have one of the best master blenders in the industry on our team blending these with me. And we're pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
What do you think the retail price of that is, Lee?
I think that's affordable, but I have a high price range. so I'm going to say under $50.
It is under $50.
I said under 50. Oh. How about this? Under 50 ducks.
There you go.
Nice job, buddy.
Yeah, SRP is $29.99 on this one.
Oh,
that's
fantastic.
That's
and for the value, but it's very smooth. It's got a great nose.
I think it's got a nice spice in the mid palate.
Yeah,
it's really complex, especially for the age or for the price range that you're getting.
But I think it's nice that it's a 4 grain. It just gives it a different flavor. It gives it a different.
So you're getting your spice on the mid palate. It's finishing with apple, pear. There's a fruit, like a cooked fruit.
You're definitely getting some fruity notes and even little hints of bubble gum.
I'm picking that on the nose, actually.
I'm getting that more today than normal. I think this bottle, since it's been open for a while, is oxidized a little bit, but sometimes that can be in a good way. Starts to bring out other notes. It's good. It's easy.
It's very approachable.
We call it bourbon for the outdoorsman, so we want it to be the everyman bourbon. This is designed to be approachable in both price and flavor profile.
You can't beat the price.
Anybody.
But the nice thing, too, is it would be great neat. It would be great just with a rock, or because you do get a little heat on the front. For me, I got a little heat on the front, but it'd be great in a cocktail.
We learned this weekend that it holds up. Yeah, a lot of bourbons don't hold up in a cocktail. Wilson made some black old fashions. No,
black Manhattans
with your Duck Club Blue label, and you can taste the bourbon, which is awesome. There's a lot going on in a black Manhattan.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we're really excited about it, and so far the launch is going really well. We're only 3 weeks in.
I can't imagine why this wouldn't appeal to anybody, especially an early bourbon drinker. I mean, I think this is it's a gateway.
So when you were sitting around with your dad, listen to them swap stories, did they have a cocktail they drank, or was it just, or did they just pass the bottle, or what did they do?
Man, I don't think they drank expensive whiskey. I remember my dad would always bring Old Milwaukee's beer and leave it in the fridge because he knew no one else would drink it. And he's like, I don't mind it. I just don't want everybody else to drink it. So at least I know when I get here to the clubhouse, my beer will be cold in the fridge.
There you go.
And my dad and uncle taught me some sayings growing up. They were like, son, we do everything third class around here. And that started with the whiskey and followed through with the beer. But, it was sitting, at the time I was obviously too young to drink. But, as I got older, sitting around the fire in the dead of winter, just bourbon season, group of guys battling the elements. There's something like an old clubhouse, like the boys in the neighborhood treehouse mentality that comes through to the adult Duck Club. That's just, to me, the essence of whiskey and just what it means. And then duck hunting, such an old sport with such deep Americana roots, that it just really brings out to me the epitome of what bourbon is, the nostalgia, the camaraderie, the cold.
Bourbon and cold weather do go together, and that's where the duck season.
Unquestionably.
I mean, we were standing around a fire pit, and if you weren't right on top of the fire this weekend, you were chilly, but just sipping those Black Manhattans and just telling stories and thinking about the morning and where we're going to go and how we're going to do. And I mean, it all came together. It was beautiful.
We like to, in marketing, we describe consumption occasions. So you think that we only talk about target consumers. We also talk about consumption occasions. So, one occasion might be by the pool in the summer, at the beach or the lake.
Sure.
Another one is by the fire in the winter. And there's no question that whiskey rules the fire winter.
I could drink this at the lake.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna make this year round.
I mean, this doesn't hurt me on a hot day. I mean, I might like your tequila a little more, but
hey, it's not about that. It can't be. It's about like winning the true essence of that consumption occasion.
Well, I think spirits are all about the occasion, and I think that it's all about the memories you make when you're wherever you are with whoever you're with. It's not as good by yourself.
Well, and what I love about your web page and some of your marketing, you've got some amazing photographs, and those memories, whether or not you took a picture, they're in your head. You can tell stories, and close your eyes, and they're there. You bring them right to the forefront, and it's just it takes you back to the first time you ever went to the woods, the first time you went hunting with your father, the first time you went hunting with your son. It all goes hand in hand. And you clearly have an appreciation for that. This is not just a product that orbits these memories. It is at the center of them.
That's right. And our, photography and videography, our content's only going to get better. We just bought a new $8,000 camera. So we're going to start getting some better.
Come on.
Wow.
Let's go. Some better content with one of our Duck Club Bourbon ambassadors is a avid hunter.
Do you do drone photography?
We do drones as well.
Yeah.
But what we found is within the waterfowling community, there's a lot of great enthusiasts that are willing to share their content with us, and we sift through it.
Yeah.
And so we'll work on getting it better and better, but we got a good little base to start with.
You can tell.
Well, you do have a great ambassador. Can you talk about that or how that happened?
I do have this one great guy from Oklahoma. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm talking about this guy right here at the table with me here in Memphis, who's from Memphis. Mr. Wilson Barton. He's a great ambassador of the product.
Is that what you're fishing for, Wilson?
No, that's not what I was talking about. I didn't know if you could talk about your celebrity.
Oh, yeah, you did have a celebrity.
Well, I just wanted to give a shout out for Wilson for taking it to his Duck Club this past weekend.
He is a duck hunter.
I can tell you this.
I mean, nobody is more serious about duck hunting than Wilson Barton.
And he took it to the club this weekend.
We went this week, and I was a guest and was grateful for the experience. But every time I'd turn around to look for Wilson, he was walking down the road, up and down the cabins, giving out stickers and bottles and talking it up. One of the great traditions at his club, and many clubs do this, but in the evening, just at sunset, all the ducks get up and move out of the reservoir and start to head to their feeding areas, and everybody kind of piles up by the beds of their truck and just watch as these ducks move. Just sit there and watch as the sun's getting pink and the sky's getting beautiful. And it was a great opportunity with a collection of people to sit around and talk about Duck Club. And he did his job. You'd be proud.
Thank you, Wilson.
You're more than welcome, sir.
But I think Wilson was setting up. You do have a bit of a celebrity ambassador as well.
He's not a brand ambassador. He's my partner in the brand, co-founder.
Okay.
Is Mr. Riley Green, the country music superstar.
Yes. How did that happen? How did you create that relationship?
Well, the brand's been, over a year in the works, and I was in Nashville meeting with some friends of mine that are pretty plugged in. We're raising money all the time for our company to scale growth. And they said, well, hey, we're friends with a country singer named Riley Green, who's an avid duck hunter. And you need to speak with him because we've heard he's looking to do something in the spirits or alcohol space. And at the time I knew Riley's music, I didn't know him personally or kind of what his brand ethos and identity was. Started to research him. He's known as the Duck Man. That's his nickname.
I didn't know that.
His Instagram handle is Riley Duckman. He owns Riley Green's Duck Blind Bar in Midtown Nashville. And
he was on Jimmy Fallon's show when he was trying to get Jimmy Fallon how to blow a duck call.
He did. He taught him how to, sort of.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it takes more than one quick lesson, but he showed him how to, I guess, if you will. So Riley's Riley grew up in Jacksonville, Alabama. He was the quarterback at Jacksonville State and was a diehard outdoorsman. He kind of came up in a very different way. I mean, he had to quit the football team because he was working construction at night. So he's just like a good old guy who...
That was before NIL.
Long before the NIL. But grew up hunting, fishing a lot, and really took to duck hunting of all things particularly, and really made his personal brand image once he kind of started to make it big all around duck hunting. And so the duck is his personal icon, and it was just a natural fit. So my buddies introduced me to him. I showed him some early concepts of what we were working on. At the time, it was more just fonts, shapes, color Pantones, and kind of where we were going. And he's like, man, I have to be involved in this. And I was like, let's figure it out. Riley's blowing up pretty big now.
Yes, he is.
He's got the #1 song in country music right now. He's won 4 CMAs. He's got some big TV acting coming up this spring.
Oh,
There's a couple of new shows coming out. Riley's on that. I think they'd be up y'all's alley. I don't want to spill the beans here.
Okay.
And some, a number of big things coming. Just finished a pretty great tour, and he's just a great guy. I didn't actually know what he's going to be like when I met him. Right? You never know whether the public persona meets the personal persona, and he's
very down
the
to earth.
exact same guy.
Maybe
so
maybe
cool.
maybe you need to do an introduction. We'd love to visit with him.
Yeah, maybe a little podcast interview.
Little podcast
That'd be
interview.
fantastic.
If
We
we,
can
need
go
to
duck
go
hunting.
if we need to go to Nashville, we can do that.
I was going to say, we're trying to get to Nashville. So
Riley helped co-found the brand with me. We brought him on to the team, and he's instrumental in helping validate the brand identity, the label design. We sent him all of the samples. He had some comments we tweaked. It's been great. This is the first time I've ever had a celebrity partner or ever done business with anyone close to celebrity status. So it's been.
I mean, I know
it's
some
been
of your
fun.
former investors, and they like to be quiet. They don't like to be celebrities.
Did they like to be quiet?
Yeah, some of them. Unless they need a bottle, and then they call you. Is that fair?
Fair enough.
Well, you got to your point, you got to find the right match. Just because you got a big brand, it's got to match your values as well as kind of the style and the story and the genre you're going for. And it sounds like you found the perfect match.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. And we just kicked off the brand, like I said, 3 weeks ago.
That's
awesome.
so thankful for coming in. I mean, we're hopefully helping kind of spread the word and get this launch going. In
Absolutely.
addition to the work that Ambassador Wilson over there is doing as we try to do our thing. But
I thought Wilson was giving himself a shout out over there.
No,
I haven't given him proper
Hey,
credit.
McCauley, talk about me, will you? But it is, we've talked about this on the show before. Some of the unique properties and characteristics of where we sit geographically for the ducks. I mean, we are on the Mississippi Flyway. This is one of the premier hunting areas you can come to, and so to pair up the great hunting culture, hunting tradition, Ducks Unlimited is here. We talked about that earlier. It seems like a natural. It just seems like a natural.
Let's break down just some high level analytics here. There's no question that bourbon is majority male consumed. Bourbon, as it is marketed, has always been masculine in theme to speak to that male consumer. Bourbon is predominantly consumed in the Southeast and Midwest. And a lot of bourbon drinkers listen to country music and are into hunting and fishing. And so when you kind of overlay that Venn diagram, it's a dead hit right on to our target audience.
It's set up well. I know, by the way, you have to have a good product, and you've got a good product here.
And then one last thing is Memphis really sort of is the duck capital. We have DU headquartered here. We're on the flyway. We're the closest metropolitan area into some of the best duck hunting in the Mississippi Delta and Arkansas Delta. Shin, Banded, Drake are all waterfowl companies headquartered here.
Pretty big Delta waterfowl group here too.
Pretty big Delta waterfowl group. There's a number of other groups, call makers, et cetera, right around here.
Yeah.
Buck Gardner lived here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nash Buckingham was from Memphis.
Yep.
So while you were talking, Lee was pouring up round 2, which is your high brass.
That's right.
So
Tell us about
the high brass.
Yeah.
Well, you bourbon enthusiasts don't necessarily always call 110 high proof.
Lee sure doesn't.
Well, I call it right down the fairway.
So we had to be cognizant of not offending anybody. So we wanted to do something higher proof, but not so high proof to be, we wanted it to still appeal to a broad audience.
It's not offensive.
So we came up with the term high brass instead of high proof, because a high brass shotgun shell is a shotgun shell with more brass to contain the more gunpowder it has. So we say high brass, a cut above, for those looking for a little more firepower. So it's our term of art for an almost high proof, arguably high proof, maybe not quite.
That's good.
To be an everyday sipper. So this is a blend of 81.5% of that 5.5 year old Claremont, Kentucky distillate. That's a rye.
I get more rye in this one.
And then it is 18.5% 8-year-old rye grain bourbon from Bardstown, Kentucky, that was aged on the Atlantic Ocean.
So they're both.
Wait.
Okay. I understand.
That's an interesting clue. Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Started in Bardstown, found itself in the Atlantic Ocean.
Found its way
and is now
back.
in that bottle.
Okay.
Love it.
So it's a 5.5 through 8 year blend. All rye grain bourbons from two of the biggest competitors in the bourbon industry in terms of the distillers.
Right. Right. You get the spices for sure.
Managed to combine them into this, and it's a really fun expression.
It really is, because the color's fantastic. It's very viscous.
It's a little more baking spice.
Yep.
I like this one a little more. It's a little more complex.
I knew you would.
The other one was just a little thin for me, but Nut Thin over there likes that stuff.
Hey,
I like this stuff too, pal.
No, this is really good.
Yeah, when we first tasted the finished blend of the high brass, we said we screwed up.
Oh,
we made it too good.
It really is very good.
Because the target price point's only $10 more. SRP is $39.99.
You're at $40 on this bottle.
That's under 40 ducks is good.
Guys,
it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Well, the value for both bottles is incredible.
Yeah.
And when you're out there in the liquor store, and especially with a new spirit, you want to be able to appeal and not knock somebody's head off with the MSRP.
Well, there's a lot of stagnation right now in the bourbon market.
Yes,
there's too many overpriced bourbons. And also during COVID, everyone took price.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting time. Here's a little insight into the backside of the business.
Yeah, inside baseball. Let's do it.
Inside baseball. So during COVID, a ton of new brands came to market. And those came out at that super premium price point, that like $50, $60, $70, $80 price point. 110 plus, because that's where everybody had free money. Everybody had all the time in the world. They weren't spending money, traveling, doing the stuff they normally do, going out to eat. And so everybody came out with the high price stuff. And then also at that same time, brands all took price on the shelf. So brands that, were $29.99 went to $34.99, $20, took $5 and $10.
Demand.
Everybody did it. Also at that exact same time, I mentioned I got my career started in investing in bulk bourbon. We got out of that business in 2020.
Oh.
Because we saw the writing on the wall of all the excess stock coming on. During the bourbon boom, more and more outside of industry investors started investing in aged stocks of bourbon. So outside of industry investors from Wall Street and Main Street USA drove up supply now to be over 1 million barrels more than there is demand. And so now coming out of that,
That's incredible. Like, say that again.
There's over 1 million extra barrels on the market right now. So you asked me why I'm not distilling or do I have any intention of it. I was like, I think we can do quite well off the 1 million plus excess barrels
For quite a period of time, too.
quite a period of time.
Well, and when you have a master blender,
But there's a lot more to the story too. So I was going to give you more insight based on
please,
that.
talk to me.
please.
So you have outside of industry investors driving up supply. You have brands taking price. And the death nail was at the same time, Truist Bank and Live Oak Bank and a number of banks came up with an asset-backed lending program where they would loan up to 90% loan to value against aging stocks a barrel, banking on that appreciation that those investors were seeing. So
I'm a banker, and I would tell you that I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Holy cow!
So
It's almost like real estate never depreciates.
Yeah, never depreciates. Almost every group out there got under one of these ABLs and got levered to the gills.
Yeah.
And so the way it worked is you would borrow the money, and let's say you bought 4-year-old barrels at $2,600 a barrel. You get it marked to market or appraised each quarter, and there's only a handful of brokers that would do the appraisals, and they would bake into their appraisal some formulaic appreciation and value that would provide more equity on the line, so you could borrow more. And so famously, you can read the news right now about what happened to Uncle Nearest.
I was about to bring that up.
But what's happening behind the scenes that's not in the news is if you could name a craft whiskey brand, I would say there's a 75% chance that they are in a very similar situation or about to be to Uncle Nearest.
Wow. But at that magnitude, that's a big number.
I mean, barrels are expensive. And if you were thinking at the time when you thought there was a scarcity and you're laying down 4, 5, 6 years worth of inventory, you're at least putting down 20 million.
Wow.
So the point being,
there's like near 100 million.
It's 100 million. That's only on one of their loans.
Yeah.
But the point being is right now there's excess bourbon stocks. Craft brands are overpriced, and my competitors are dealing with the fact that they're underwater on their loans.
Yeah.
So it's the perfect time to launch a brand, even though some might say not. If you really study it, it's the perfect time because I can come in with a higher quality product at a less expensive price point, and I don't have any debt.
Is there going to be Dead Rabbit bourbon coming soon? Because
Sorry, my pet rabbit.
This rabbit is just toast is
If
going
you're
crazy.
hearing background noise, well, it's the perfect time for the right bourbon. I think is what the real.
So we're going to eat the rabbit?
Well,
Yeah, we are. But listen, I will tell you that I agree with you. I mean, coming in with this business model and what's going on in the industry, if you're coming in at these price points, you're beating the Dan. Everybody has got increase in prices. I mean, across the world, no matter what you're doing, the economy is questionable in some spots, but we know the expense of everything is way up across the board. So people are not spending $100 on bourbon, especially if it's not one that they're really willing to go out on a limb for, when they can buy this at $40. And this is a great value.
For sure.
And it tastes great.
It tastes great.
It tastes great. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Bobby Euchre.
Oh my gosh.
But our goal is
Must
to
be on
build
the front
this,
row.
we talk Memphis and all this, our goal, I don't view any Memphis brand or any Tennessee brand as my competition. I view the entire industry as our competition.
100%.
Our goal is to build this into a national brand. With any of the brands at Morningside, we look at the Nielsen retail scan data as our one point of truth. It only shows the retail market, does not show the on-premise, the bars and restaurants. But it's the only public data that can show and compare brands. So with Almadel Jaguar, our tequila, we have scaled from, we were the 3,000th, I can't even say that word. There are 3,000 brands ahead of us. We're now 85. So we're in the top 100. The goal is to get, first milestone goal is to build our brands in the top 100 on Nielsen retail scans.
Okay.
And then from there, work our way to the top 75, then top 50, and keep going. I mean, if you meet any entrepreneur who says their goal isn't to be number one, then you're not meeting a real entrepreneur.
Absolutely. So with that in mind, your go-to-market, you mentioned you don't measure bars and restaurants, but
We can't.
Are you
we can't compare because there's no data tracker.
But do your guys go out and try to talk to
Absolutely
those guys? I mean, it'd be great if you're the well drink.
Yeah, absolutely. With the 92 proof, we can compete with a premium well or the first pour. So well has a negative connotation, so we go after a little higher end establishments, and we call it first pour. As
you should, because this is way better than well, because it's not going to give you a headache, and it doesn't give you that sugary,
I mean, just some real inside baseball. So we go out with here in Tennessee, we can do channel pricing. We can have one price. This is legal, and everybody does it, by the way. You can have one price for your off-premise establishments, and you can have another price for on-premise. The bigger guys come out with these on-premise channel price points that are crazy. And the bigger guys will do a 1 liter bottle specifically designed for the bar. Mm-hmm. There's only certain markets where you can do this, like Tennessee, Georgia, and it's called channel pricing markets. Some markets you price post and everybody gets the same price. But at $20 a bottle wholesale to our on-premise, we're less than $1 an ounce. So we can actually really compete in the cocktail market with our 92 proof. And that's really what the 92 proof is designed to be. Is that everyman bourbon.
Sure.
Good enough to be sip neat, great on the rocks when you're actually just drinking. Because I view those back to that consumption occasions concept. There's the sipping consumption occasion and there's the drinking consumption occasion. Drinking means you've shifted from drinking it neat to just throwing it on ice. You're not paying attention. You're focused on talking, hanging out, and you need something to cut it to pace yourself. Because if you're just still going neat, you're going to get a little too drunk.
You need hydration. So you mix it with water.
You need hydration or you just need volume to pace yourself.
Agreed.
And cocktails. And that's what we designed the 92 proof to be, that everyman occasion bourbon.
Well, guys, listeners out there, when you get your hands on this Duck Club, find it, try it for the price, buy it for the taste. It's really good. It'll hold up with whatever your favorite sipper is. And you'll love the label. I mean, there's something to be said. I am a bit of a junkie for good labels, and it's Field and Stream. It's just taking me back, man.
It is the pure outdoorsman label and bottle. Whether you hunt, fish, whatever it is, just want to go camping, this is your bourbon.
It's nice.
It also probably fits in your back pocket because of that nice bottle is kind of like,
or
it's almost like a big pint.
It'll fit in your date's purse.
It's designed to be a big pint.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
that's right. So not a flask, but like the big pint that you'd slip in your back pocket or bag.
Yeah. And if you're duck hunting, you probably got extra pockets.
You got plenty of pockets.
In your waders.
It'll go in your blind bag for sure.
Yeah. But you can find it because you can see.
But the cool thing is we make all the dry goods. So we call dry goods and wet goods in the industry, the wet goods being the booze, the dry goods being everything else. Mm-hmm. We make all of our dry goods now with the same manufacturers in Mexico that we discovered through the Almadel Jaguar journey. So just one point of truth and one point of manufacture. And I've become really great friends with these guys out in Mexico that actually own the glass factories, stopper factories, label box, you name it, which is pretty cool because almost every other brand, big brand, and craft alike, they source most of their stuff from China. And I won't do business with China.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
For sure.
I can get down with that.
Well, guys, here's to Duck Club. Here's to Duck Club. We really enjoyed you coming on the show, and thank you for bringing this to us.
This has been good.
We're going to wish you nothing but good luck, and we're going to do our part to help you out.
I got to close with this. All right, so
one more question from Lee.
McCauley,
fire away.
You're a dad, right?
I am.
All right. So you grew up with your uncle, you grew up with your dad and doing hunting, and you've got a family property that you go around on, and you've talked about that. You talked about your legacy of leaving the world a better place because of the materials you use, the way you do it, the conservation, the give back in your programs and in your different lines at Morningstar. What do you want to say to your children right now? Because we're all about nostalgia. Yeah. We're all about making a difference to our kids and our grandkids, and we want to leave a mark. And so this is a chance to reflect on what is it that you want your kids to know about you and what was important to you.
Getting deep here, Lee. I like it. Well, first off, my son's name is Field, so if that gives you
yeah.
No, but so I had a lot of reflecting when starting the company. And that is a big part of the inspiration for the conservation component. You know, at the end of the day, I sell alcohol, which is a form of a legalized drug. And, you know, there's that great Soggy Sweat
Soggy
speech,
Sweat, love it.
you know, that talks about the pros and cons of alcohol and what it means and the good side and the bad side. And very cognizant of that, I wanted to make sure that I did it the right way. And it wasn't just about making a buck, and it wasn't just about pulling the wool over somebody's eyes. And it wasn't just about, you know, partnering with somebody again to make money at someone else's expense. So I'd like to think that I'm at least attempting to do it the right way. And I hope my kids and later generations can appreciate, if nothing else, the attempt. But, you know, one of my former partners had a really great saying that stuck with me is never confuse effort for results. I hope I can deliver and actually bring the results in conservation and building a great business.
Well, you're sure off to the right start.
I love it.
You've got all the right wind in your back right now. I mean, this is exciting to see it go, and we're really are rooting for you. We want to have you back.
So whatever we can do to help, let us know.
And
Thank you.
So where can they find Duck Club Bourbon?
Hey, go to duckclubbourbon.com. Follow us at Duck Club Bourbon. And be sure to follow at Riley Duckman, my business partner, Mr. Riley Green.
Yeah, we'll do that right now.
And don't forget, you know, when you're out there in the blind and you got some Duck Club, they really love for you to take a picture and tag them.
Please, that always helps. We love the
I've seen a lot of those tag-ins.
We love
those
UGC,
tags.
user-generated content.
Absolutely. So, guys, you know, here at the Assorted Crackers, we want you to reach out to us. We want you to communicate with us while we're here too. I mean, you can find us at 3 assortedcrackers@gmail.com. Send us your questions, send us your comments, give us some ideas of what you want to hear. And if there's a drink you want us to try, if there's a cocktail you want us to try, a subject you want us to conquer, let us know.
Or
I like the word conquer.
Yeah, if there's something we got wrong, tell us. We love to hear from you, even if we screwed up.
Absolutely. We have no problem with that. And, you know, go out to find us on Instagram at 3 Assorted Crackers, the number 3 Assorted Crackers on Instagram. And, you know, like and share. Make sure you follow us. We sure do appreciate any of that. And the communication back and forth, we really, really appreciate it.
We might even post pictures and reels from this last week's duck hunt.
We sure will. And I'll tell you, we got a YouTube channel. We're getting ready to go live and have some full video content coming in 2026.
We're one USB cord away from going live.
2026, it's going down. I'm willing this, and even though our producer Bill is sweating it over there, it's going to happen. It's not going to be a problem. We're going to make this happen. And you can find us on YouTube at 3 Assorted Crackers. It's number 3. Assorted Crackers, all one word.
Follow us, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we subscribe to us and follow us. It's been a lot of fun seeing, you know, the 115,000 views since September. That's pretty crazy.
Sounds like you're bragging over there.
I'm just saying it's kind of neat, and we hadn't even gone full video, and we appreciate you guys.
Yes. All right, guys. Hold on, Wilson. Where you been? Wrap us up.
Well, I've been trying new flavors. And so you always want to try new flavors, and please don't ever go stale.
Amen. Quack, quack.
Anyway.
Well, that's exactly what happened to the Great Finger scandal.
This is even better. We had a customer write us an email that said she wanted money. She, you know, because we made her so sick because she is allergic to Cobb, and she had ordered the Cobb salad.
Oh.
I'm serious as a heart attack.
Oh.